In this video, I want to talk about 7 most dangerous assumptions in visa processing. 7 most dangerous assumptions in visa processing. Hi, my name is Emmanuel. Welcome to Visa Application Masterclass, your home of visa application and international travel. This is where we give you tips and strategies for a successful visa application. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Make it available to someone and it's going to help them. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to DM me on WhatsApp. The link to my WhatsApp is in the description to this video. Also, for one-on-one consultation, feel free to contact me. Send me an email. My email will be displayed in this video. In today's video, we want to talk about 7 most dangerous assumptions in visa processing. Now, over the years, I've seen many visa applicants make this mistake over and over again. And it doesn't matter what visa you're trying to apply for. I've seen quite a number of people make these assumptions over and over again, whether it's Canada visa, or it's New Zealand, or it's Australia, or it's a Schengen visa. You could be making that assumption even as you're preparing to submit that next visa application. So this video is here to guide you not to make those assumptions so that you can have a winning and a successful visa application. So the first dangerous assumption that I've seen people make is that assumption that I have everything required. That is, they make the assumption that they have everything required to get that visa. Of course, it's good to think that you have everything required, but how sure are you that you really have everything required? The documentations, the forms, everything in place, your travel bookings. How sure are you that you've put everything in place? I've seen many applicants make that assumption. And you know, someone has said that assumption is the lowest level of knowledge. Okay? Assumption is also the mother of fools. So you need to be sure that you're not making an assumption regarding that visa application. It could be a permanent resident application. It could be an immigrant visa. Whatever type of visa it is that you're trying to apply for, don't make assumptions. Be sure that you have everything, that you truly have everything required. So the first assumption that I've seen people make is the assumption that they have everything required to get the visa. Do you truly have everything? Please check and check again. Make all the calls, make all the contacts. Be sure that everything you need is in place so that you can get and be successful with that visa application. Do not assume that you have everything required. Check the embassy portal, check the requirements, the checklist. Be sure that you truly have everything required. Don't assume. The second assumption, dangerous assumption that I've seen many people make is the assumption that there's nothing special about that country or visa. Of course, I've seen that happen, especially with people who have been privileged to travel quite a number of times. Then they come with the mindset that, oh, there's nothing special about that visa. What's special about it? I'm just going to submit. They're going to give me that visa. But oftentimes, I've seen that people who make that assumptions eventually do not get the visa. So don't say what is special. If it's not special, why are you applying? It must be special for you to apply. Whether you're going for business, whether you're going for pleasure, whether you're going for whatever it is you're going for, it's because it's important to you. That's why you're applying. So don't come with the mindset that, oh, there's nothing special about that. What's special about UK visa? Or is it not just South Africa? What's special about Canada? Do you understand? Do not have that mindset, because it could put you in a position where you are not properly prepared when submitting that application. The third mistake that I've seen visa applicants, or the third assumption that I've seen visa applicants make is, why would they refuse my visa? Now I hear that every time. Why would they refuse me? Oh, I traveled last year. I have this visa. I have 2 years visa for UK. Why would Canada refuse me? Well, you have 2 years visa for UK, but Canada is a different ball game. How prepared are you to get that visa? So don't come with the mindset, why would they refuse me? If you do not put everything required in order, I tell you for free, they're going to refuse you. So ensure that when next you're submitting that application, do not go with that mindset of why would they refuse you? but ensure you put everything together required and you're going to be successful in your next visa application. The fourth dangerous assumption, and this is very dangerous, is oftentimes when I meet applicants at embassies or visa submission centers, then upon realization that one of the documents that was required of them was not actually known, they make the assumption that why didn't they put the requirement on the embassy website? I didn't see such requirement on their website. Most of the time, embassies do not always update the visa requirements, the latest visa requirements on their websites. Even when they update it, they may not update it on time. So applicants will go to embassies or visa submission centers only to discover that there's a new requirement, that there's a new document that is supposed to be presented that they were not aware of, but they're only making an assumption. I didn't see, so they tell you, I didn't see any such requirement on their website. That could also be a very dangerous assumption that you are making. So when next you are trying to prepare that visa application, do not just check the embassy website. Try to call your travel agent, make your checks, ensure you have the checklist, put everything together. Call friends and family who may have submitted such an application before to get the facts. And you need to also realize that embassy requirements change from time to time. The way you submitted your last application might not be the way you would submit this new application. So you need to check. Don't just assume that when you submitted the last time, because you had this documentation or that documentation, then you are going to need it again. Maybe this time around, you may not require it again. So you need to check on that. So that's the fourth dangerous assumption that I've seen a lot of visa applicants make. The fifth assumption has to do with the financial aspect of visa applications. Now, I've seen many applicants say the bank can never tell them how much I have in my bank account. While that is correct, you need to understand that embassies have a way of verifying that you have what it takes financially to take care of the cost of your trip. Of course, by law, your bank may not be able to tell them how much you have in your bank account. But again, they have their own way of being able to independently verify that you're financially buoyant to be able to take care of the cost of that trip. Trust me, if you submit that application without presenting or showing your financial sufficiency in your documents, that application will likely be refused. I had that incident a couple of years ago with a client of mine that was applying with his family to go to Canada. And this person had been to UK, I think once or twice, and he had a very good employment history. He had good home ties, a good job, and all of that. He had his own property, and he was doing well. But unfortunately, he didn't really give me access to see his financial documents or his other documents, but I assisted him filling the forms and getting the bookings ready. And by the time he submitted, the embassy responded and said he did not provide financial documents. He did not show financial sufficiency. They were not satisfied that he had the funds to take care of the trip. And this is somebody that, works with one of the banks, major banks, and was well placed. He's an executive in the bank, and he had assets and resources. But unfortunately, in his account, he had no money at all. So because he did not show enough money in his closing balance, the embassy refused. So that is one dangerous assumption that I've seen people make, assuming that the embassy is not going to be able to find out how much they have in their bank account. But that is a wrong assumption. They are going to find out. They have their own ways of being able to independently verify that you're financially sufficient. So please take note of that. Do not make that assumption when you're submitting the next application. The sixth assumption that I've seen many applicants make is the assumption that they can do it by themselves. So I can do it myself. I can prepare my documents myself. I can do this and that myself. It's good if you can do it yourself. You can make your research, you can check on Google, you can call friends and family, find out from people who have also applied for the same visa before to ensure you have everything. But sometimes you might need to consult an expert. Just the same way that you would never say that I don't need a doctor if you're sick, or I don't need a lawyer if you need to be defended in the court of law, why do you then say that I don't need an expert when you are trying to apply for a visa? That is a dangerous assumption. You don't know it all. And especially because visa application is a specialized area. There are people who are experienced with documentations, with embassy processes, with protocols and all of these things, and who know it more than you do. So it is important that you consult them while trying to file or prepare that application, especially when you're preparing a very important kind of application, maybe an immigrant visa application or a permanent resident application for yourself, for your family. This is something that is so important and that has life-changing consequences. So you need to consult an expert. Don't assume that you can do it by yourself, because the person you are following who says, I did it by myself, I didn't employ a consultant, or I didn't pay an agent, or I didn't consult anybody, that person may not be in exactly the same circumstance as you find yourself. And one of the things I've known in many years of handling visa applications is individual circumstances always differ when it comes to visa applications. So one size can never fit all. So do not put yourself in the situation of that person who applied and got the visa. Yes, the person applied and got the visa, but are your individual circumstances the same? No. So that is the more reason why you might need to consult an expert. So that assumption is, I can do it by myself. I don't need an expert. In as much as you would never say, I don't need a doctor to treat me when I'm sick, or I don't need a lawyer to treat me when I need to be defended, or I don't need an accountant to check my financial records in my company. Why do you then say you don't need an expert when trying to prepare your visa application? That's a dangerous assumption. Please don't make that assumption. A lot of visa applicants make is the assumption that their agent will provide everything. Now, some people decide to use an agent or a travel consultant, an expert, and then they also assume that their agent is going to provide everything, or their consultant is going to provide everything. But this is a very, very risky and a dangerous assumption. Why do I say this? You see, no matter who you are, nobody should provide everything for you in terms of documentations. There are some documentations that you should be able to provide yourself. As an adult, as somebody who is already working, you can never convince me that you are an older adult of maybe 30 years old and you don't have a bank account. Or you've been doing that business, you're self-employed, that trade for several years, and you can't even, register that company. Do you understand? So many people make that assumption. Do you understand that their agent would provide everything? And that's a very, very dangerous assumption. There are some documentations that you need to present yourself. Your marriage certificate, if you're married, the birth certificates of your children, your financial documents, your letter from your employer. These are documents that you can provide yourself. Then your agent or your travel consultant can assist to provide the rest. Your bookings, your flights, your insurance, and the forms accurately filled. When you put all of this together, then you have a solid visa application that gives you a very strong chance of getting that visa approved. So these are the dangerous assumptions that I've seen many applicants make over and over again. And I hope when you'll be submitting that next visa application, you are not going to make any of those assumptions. And I see you winning. So it's been an awesome time on this video. If you like the video, please post a comment in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts. If there's any video or any visa process that you would like me to talk about, any country's visa or any application, please post the comment in the comment section, and I'm going to do a video around your request if I have enough comments. So thank you for being a part of this. Please like, subscribe, and share. Till I come your way again, keep winning.